Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tartar Zone Talks. We've got an article here from bleedingcool.com who say Doctor Who Chris Chibnall forgot he should be writing for the Doctor. And I wanted to check this article out. The article will be in the link description. Obviously, while I'm reading it, I'll be giving my opinion. So let's get straight into this. The latest Doctor Who video is a compilation of great companion Graham O'Brien, played by British showbiz veteran Bradley Walsh, and is very revealing, perhaps unintentionally. That is show's showrunner Chris Chibnall was more interested in writing every other character except the Doctor. You remember the Doctor, right? She was the only title character and presumed star of the show. Well, again, as I think that's more down to, and I alluded to this when Jodie Whittaker was cast. I think the reason why, and this is not an excuse for Chibnall, this is actually a failure on his part because he cast her. But the reason why there was focus on the other companions is because Jodie Whittaker had no screen presence. And if you've no screen presence and you struggle for screen presence, well, then you have to bring in an assembled cast. And that's what they did. That's why we got so many companions in the Forced era. Because, as I said, Whittaker didn't have the screen presence. Same with Flux, if you've seen it. Flux moved from place to place and didn't always focus on the Doctor because you needed to focus on the other characters to draw people in, unfortunately. But this article says we get it. When you're an actor as great as Walsh, you want to give him as much possible in the script. Chibnall had previously worked with Walsh on Law and Order UK. If you haven't watched that, it's actually a great show. Where Walsh played the British version of the hard-boiled, wisecracking, cynical cop played by Jerry Orbach in the original US show. On Doctor Who, Walsh Graham was the equivalent of Jesse L. Martin's Joe West on CW's The Flash, the kind, deeply empathetic dad who could break your heart with just one look. Um, they also claim that Graham had the best lines, the best emotional moments, the funniest moments in his run on Doctor Who. Yeah, but still, all that said, I've said that, you know, there were times where they used Bradley Walsh's character as the butt of the joke as well, and we mustn't actually forget that it was the Graham Show co-starring the Doctor. He had the most nuanced emotional arcs. Hell, he had at least four, while Ryan had just one, and Yaz had none, or even a personality in her fourth season. We can all agree on Yaz being probably one of the most poorly written characters, but so was Ryan Sinclair, very badly represented, I have to say, in the disability that Ryan was supposed to have. It was very poorly represented on Doctor Who, just like everything that Chris Chibnall had done with his era anyway. There is the arc of Graham trying to forge a relationship with his grandson Ryan, who resented Grace's marriage to him. There's the arc of Graham trying to get past the grief of losing his wife Grace. There's the arc of Graham grappling with being a cancer survivor and his fear that he might relapse. And then the doctor's response was, "Well, I'm socially awkward." There was the arc of Graham traveling with an alien and discovering the vast universe out there and becoming a space adventurer and a time traveler. Only that last one has anything to do with Doctor Who or science fiction. The other arcs are all typical British soap opera plots that could have been easily fitted into Emmerdale, EastEnders, or Coronation Street, which Walsh had been a serious regular back in the early 2000s. And again, that's what we've said about Doctor Who. Doctor Who has lost its sci-fi element and has become a bit of a soap, preachy bit of nonsense, and it needs to go back. It needs to go back to that. They also say that Walsh's charisma and instant reliability sold every moment Graham had in the show. And make no mistake, Bradley Walsh is a national treasure and possibly the busiest man on British television. On top of starring in Doctor Who, he also hosted the UK game show, The Chase, and the travelling reality show, Bradley Walsh and Son Breaking Dad. So this article goes on to say and says when Doctor Who isn't Doctor Who. But just on Bradley Walsh, for me, he is, even if you look at Series 11, 12, and 13, or Flux, um, Bradley Walsh was probably the best written companion. And even at that, I don't think he was written great. He was just written better than the other companions. But he's definitely the best companion in this era, and it's a pity that he is that Bradley Walsh is part of this particular era of Doctor Who, because it's, he deserved more. So let's read on when Doctor Who isn't into Doctor Who. Chibnall made the worst mistake a showrunner could ever make. He was not interested in the title character and star of the show he was making and kept running to the supporting characters, especially latching onto Graham as the one he was most interested in, which is true. Sometimes you forget this show was called Doctor Who in the first place. Chibnall was oddly more comfortable writing the soap opera story of Graham and his relationship with his grandson Ryan. And again, that is absolutely spot on. The episodes in Chibnall's run that revealed the most insightful moments about the Doctor were written by other, often female writers. After Walsh left, Chibnall did the same thing all over again with popular comedian John Bishop as Dan Lewis becoming the Doctor's new companion. Dan was more compelling and funny character than the Doctor or Yaz. His emotional journey was more uh, empathetic and relatable, while the Doctor and Yaz felt written from the outside. Again, this is another thing that I've criticized Chris Chibnall for the last few years. He brings in a female doctor and then he completely ignores that doctor or doesn't give her the character development that a female doctor should get. It seems Chibnall has been uncomfortable writing female characters unless they're angry, crying, and screaming, as he did on 3 seasons of Broadchurch, and would fall on his safety net of the sad, funny, middle aged guy who does his best. And that sums him up. Let Chibnall create and run a show about a character now that he's off Doctor Who. We need a showrunner who actually wants to tell stories about the Doctor as much as the companions. And that is what has been fundamentally missing from the last few from the last 3 seasons of Doctor Who. Same with the specials that we've had. And look, this show is going to go out with a whimper. It's not going to go out with a bang. Um, there's absolutely no interest in the centenary. It's all about the 60th anniversary as far as the fans are concerned. As we reported on, media outlets are getting frustrated now with Chris Chibnall and co, because there doesn't seem to be any sort of promotion happening for the centenary special, or they have missed deadlines to get them in certain magazines. It's an absolute disgrace. This era has been an absolute disgrace. It's been a stain on Doctor Who's proud history. And again, finally, there are journalists that are willing to speak up and tell it as it is. And we need more of these articles. We need to expose how bad Chris Chibnall actually was. He turned Doctor Who from a sci-fi masterpiece to a complete soap opera that wasn't even a good soap opera, by the way. Even EastEnders at its poorest is better than Doctor Who at its best. And that's a sad indictment of his tenure on Doctor Who. He made all of these choices and made all of these decisions, brought in a female doctor, and then ignored it. And this is what I've been saying for 5 years. But apparently, I'm a hateful bigot, sexist, racist, you name it. No, I was just spewing the facts, and that's exactly what they have been, and they've turned out that way. But if you want to share that article around, it will be in the link description. Go and check it out. And what you call it? Yeah, interesting piece. But again, as I said, we need more of those kind of articles out there to expose all of this nonsense, because um, the sooner this happens, the better. Because maybe RTD looking at all of these articles might steer him, even if he's thinking of. We don't know what he's going to do with his era, but obviously there are people spreading rumors that he could actually double down. I've seen a couple of articles actually on the timeless child nonsense. I think that would be a big mistake. But I wouldn't be listening as I said, once in a while you get articles like Bleeding Cool, a journalist who is an actual journalist and will actually, you know, tell the truth. But on the whole, I don't really trust the media. They've defended this era. We're only in this state, and the fandom is only in this state because of media and social media accounts out there that bullied, harassed fans, or called, labeled fans, and the media are responsible for that as well. Remember when Jodie was cast, anybody that was against her casting was sexist. The media started all of that. So the media are responsible for putting targets on people's backs for the last 5 years. And the fact of the matter is, it wasn't their fault, right? We were just trying to point out everything that was wrong with the show. And now it looks like, and I have seen it even when Chibnall was actually, when he did step down, I thought we were going to start getting a lot of articles. We got one or two that were condemning his era. But let's see if we get a lot more now. We certainly do need them because we cannot make the same mistakes of the past. So let's see what happens in the future. So yeah, I'm gonna go now, and I will talk to you all very soon. For the members, don't forget we've got our RTD watch along tonight. Uh, I started recording this video just before 4 o'clock, so it's 10 past 4 now. So what you call it, this stream will be up and all about 4:30. So an hour and a half from now, from when this video goes up, we will be have a member stream. So any members in watching this, don't forget to head over to the members tab on the YouTube channel. You'll see it. There's a community and then there's a members one. Go in there, look out for the link to the members stream. And we've got Aliens in London, the first part of the two-parter. So yeah, Aliens in London. So come and join me for that, and we will talk to you very soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know what to do, folks. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you very soon.